Well, I wasn't going to be a bass major at first. That's why, because I didn't think of that. And when I talked to the the bass professor, I mean, it was literally the first day of school. And he said, his name was Henry Newbert. He was a great guy. And he just said, "Oh, you don't want to be a jazz major. You should really do music ed, music and play bass and be a bass major." And I thought, he's right. Actually, that seems to be more interesting. So I switched in the first day of school.
But why the conversation? Didn't you know there was such a thing as music ed?
No, I knew there was music ed, but there was no track of you couldn't be a jazz major and do music ed. You had to have a legit instrument, an orchestral instrument to play. You couldn't do it through guitar. That's one of the only. If I was a classical guitar major, I could have done music ed. That's the only thing.
You said you were so interested in teaching even as a kid, and yet you didn't choose music ed. Was jazz guitar just too tempting, or were you too excited by it?
Well, I liked the professor there. His name was Steve Brown. I really liked Steve's playing a lot. And but then when I realized I could take lessons with him, the bass teacher, Henry Newbert, said, "Well, you just be a double major. You can be jazz guitar and classical bass, but just do music ed." And I said, "Oh, that sounds way better." He says, "What are you going to do with a jazz guitar degree?" It's like, good point.
So you're in Ithaca College.